I forgot to get my candle. God damn it. I have a candle inside that I meant to bring out here so I'd have some more natural light. But whatever. I guess we don't need natural light. Kitty, what are you doing? Kitty. Kitty. Why you make all those noises? Why do you make so many weird noises? Why so many? Why so many? Wow, meow. No. Ay, ay, ay. Well, that was fun. That was fun. That was fucking hilarious. I don't care what anybody says. Turning that show into nothing but other things besides Shapiro was fucking comedy gold. Ultimate comedy gold, in my opinion. What in the actual fuck is with the hairs on everything? Ah. This thing cleaned up so nicely. There's still a part in there that's not as nice as I would like it to be, but whatever. Probably not gonna get it ultimately clean unless I take the knife apart, and I ain't trying to do that. Hello, welcome. Greetings. Come here, my friends. Welcome in. Gather around. Come on, everybody. Gather around. Form a circle. We got smoke. All right, just form a circle. Come on, all around. How was your day? Great. Could have been better? Yes. But ultimately pretty good. Ultimately pretty aight. It was super cold today, though. Super cold, and I had to work in the cash counter at work, which meant I had to get blasted in the face with cold, just like cold air for like 45 minutes straight. That wasn't so enjoyable, but the rest of my day pretty tight. Queso 1x1. Me and Queso don't look anything alike, my friend. Queso has facial hair, doesn't he? Like, doesn't Queso have facial hair and a much larger nose? I feel like I remember that being a pretty wide-nosed, facial hairy kind of dude. When you put it from that angle, it looks like something else. What, like this? It's just weed. What could it possibly look like besides weed? I was joking, you're a good person. I mean, you don't know if I'm a good person or not, but I appreciate that you assume that I am. And, I mean, even if I wasn't, like, even if you weren't, though, it's like calling somebody queso is not necessarily calling them a bad person. I just think it's a strange thing to accuse me of all people, because number one, I'm a trans woman, and I like to think that bangs and long hair don't exactly shout like video game streamer guy, which I'm pretty sure is what Queso does, but whatever, you know? Everybody's got their own tastes, and I can't control what association you build from seeing me for a moment. Let's see if we can find a lighter. We can light this shit up. We can get this party started. Know when you put your cat from that angle? Oh, yeah. I mean, he puts himself at whatever angle he wants to exist at, honestly. He's just a wild boy. Slay girl. Well, thanks. Please bring your cat up. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. Look at him. Look at him. Ain't he big? Ain't he good? Ain't that a great kitty? Nah. Okay. There he goes. Off he goes. I'm a pretty Sigma? That's cool. Better to be a pretty Sigma than an ugly Sigma, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand all this Zoomer, Sigma, Alpha, Beta shit. I don't know. When did you guys start using Greek numerals? That's what I want to know. When did you guys start speaking Greek? Alrighty. Who wants the first pass? Okay. Anybody? No, that's not what it means. Well, I wouldn't know because I'm not 12, so. You see. The evolution of that language happened after I would have exposure to it, right? It means you're pretty Sigma. I know, it means I'm a beautiful Sigma. I don't know what Sigma means, but hey, I take the compliment. You don't have to shove it, Like, I take it, I get it. I'm hip and cool with it, I know how to yeet something. I know how to I know what cap is, That's no cap, yo. That's totes no cap, bro. I'm 13, actually. I will have you know that I am actually 13, which means that I am so much better than a 12-year-old. I'm not totally just a child. God. Overconfident kids. Imagine being 13 years old and mouthing off at spouting off at the mouth in an internet chat room. Dude, I can't say would never be me because I was totally doing the same shit when I was your age. But internet chat rooms came with quite a bit less anonymity back then, too. Well, more anonymity in some ways, but it was harder to get away with being a weirdo back then. It was way easier to get a hold of somebody's IP or something or some shit like that if you wanted to, really put the fear of God into somebody. So people wouldn't, they didn't really spout off that much back then. Nowadays, for whatever reason, shit's just out of control. It means you're a pretty man? Well, I will still take that as a compliment, even if I'm not a man. How about that? How about that? No, I'm not. I know. Wild, isn't it? Oh, I'm so sorry for your mother. Well, my mother's not sorry for me. My mother raised a tough, fiercely independent, and fiercely driven young woman who is steady on the way to conquering her life and who has gained more skills in the last year than a lot of people do in 10 years of their life. So, I don't think my mom is too disappointed with me. In fact, I know she's not. And while that's not true of every trans person out there, I do appreciate the fact that my mom is she's there for me, but more than that, a lot of people in general, right, have problems with their parents. Not just trans people. This is something that affects everybody. Um, but my transness, I don't feel like affects much about me and my mom's relationship. And I appreciate the fact that I don't know, like I don't know how to put this. I appreciate the fact that she's proud of me, so to speak. She notices when I pick up on things from my childhood. She notices when I like she notices when I do something I always wanted to do and I actually see it to fruition. I don't know. It's a very general sentiment, I guess, but I'm just glad that my mom is supportive of me, not just in terms of like not being horribly bigoted towards me, but also just in terms of like I got a pretty cool mom, yeah. And that's something you got to be thankful for, because a lot of people out here got shitty fucking moms. The proof of that is the way people talk in this chat room, dude. People talk in this chat room like they would never talk to a motherfucker out in the streets ever in their lives. Bro, people will say the most off the handle, out of pocket shit that you can fucking come up with in this chat room. All on the base all on the basis of the fact that they are semi-anonymous. The fact that they can just make a new account whenever an old one gets banned. Most out-of-pocket shit, most antisocial shit, too. It is shit that is actively deleterious to positive socialization, and if they brought that sort of energy to any sort of real-world encounter, it would instantly be batted away like a cat bats away a hand it doesn't want to pet it anymore, right? They never seem to make that connection, though, right? And ironically, the only people who ever do work out long term in this chat, the only people who are really interesting enough to last, are people who break down that fundamental, breakdown in their brains, who get past it, who move past the idea that they need to be some, I don't know, antisocial weirdo online. Those people last, right? People who get over that idea of being their own weird little antisocial character, but the people who dedicate their entire online lives to being that and bring that to the chat, those people just get banned the fuck up out of here because it is so profoundly annoying to listen to. Now, every so often I clear the ban rolls because, as it turns out, the stupidest people in your audience are also the most fun and enjoyable to riff on and to rip apart. So I can't really complain, but still. Is that a joint? You ain't even gotta ask. You hit that vape and whatever else, I'll keep breathing this delicious flavored air. That's what this is, bro. What do you think vapes are? Flavored air. I don't even understand the basis of that comment. Dude, what the weirdest thing about people who want to get on to you about smoking is that do you know what mentioning someone smoking does? If somebody is not smoking and you see a pack of cigarettes sitting next to them and you say something about how they should quit or how smoking is bad for them or something, you know what that does to that person fundamentally? All it does, makes them want to smoke a cigarette. Really. It just reminds you that it's there, and then you can't help but think, that's how I smoke. And inevitably, within about 30 seconds, you're going to end up lighting a cigarette. It's the same way with people who vape. I don't know where this impulse comes from. I don't know why everybody feels like they need to be the fucking Surgeon General. You realize that there is a federal paid position whose entire existence is basically predicated on making sure that people don't kill themselves with unsafe chemicals or abuse of bad substances and shit. It's called the Surgeon General. Look them up. There's a warning that they write on every single fucking pack of cigarettes sold in America and on every single vape. So give it up, bro. It's literally, I don't need you to tell me. In case you haven't noticed, I'm 26 years old, incapable of reading. Do we understand each other better now? The cat is pretty. Look at this. Look at this lovely gentleman. Bro, you're only talking to me? You and one other person right now. Yeah. Still interesting enough for you to be around, isn't it? And look at some of my other streams. I regularly pull thousands of views. Some of them don't do as well as others. I really have no idea what that's down to either, because I don't feel like I'm acting particularly different on any stream. Although it does seem like every time I wear this sweater is like some of the least views I get. I don't know why. I can't imagine that there's actually a connection there. It does not seem like something that would elicit any sort of algorithmic response out of YouTube. But for whatever reason, wearing this sweater, bad views. Wearing any other Bro, I just died. Holy shit. I think I must have like breathed in like a dust particle or something. Maybe stop vaping? Bro, that was literally not a vaping cough. That was I just inhaled some cat hair or something cough. Bro, it literally, the cough hit when I was in the middle of a fucking sentence, you jackass. Are you retarded? Do you know how a cough works, my friend? If it was a vaping cough, it would have happened after I fucking hit the vape within like 10 or 15 seconds, not 2 minutes later when I'm sitting there saying a sentence. Dude, you talk like somebody who's 13. You said you were fucking 13 earlier, and the only reason I haven't banned you out of the chat is because I'm hoping, against hope, that riffing on you will lead to a higher viewership on these things, because it does tend to do that. People love to listen, to sit here and listen to someone get ripped on in the chat. But dude, I get it. You haven't been around a lot of people coughing, and so you just associate vapes with coughs. Dude, this thing does not cause me to cough. This thing will, and this thing will, but not this thing. Proof. Perfectly fine. Maybe like give up. Man, that is some fucking retarded levels of self-assuredness. Bro, imagine being 13 and thinking you are going to completely, like, you're going to make somebody give up their hobby because you told them to, just purely on the basis of your having told them to. I'm gonna teach you something that your parents clearly missed out on teaching you, which is, all right, you listening? Go in close. Come on. Okay, you ready for this? If you don't like it, don't look at it. That is a lesson that will help you a lot in life. If you don't like it, don't look at it. That goes for anything. You don't like sitting here watching me vape? I ain't got you chained to the content, bitch. A wise man said that the other day on a show, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since. I do not have a handcuff on one of your wrists and this stream on the other side of it. You can go at any time. Your idiocy is neither particularly enjoyable nor particularly fruitful for the stream, as evidenced by the fact that I've been at it for like 20 minutes, riffing on you for most of the time, and we're still sitting at 2 viewers. You're clearly just not that interesting of a interlocutor. So why do you stay? Why, other than the attention that I am giving you? Why indeed? That's it, right? Right? So here I sit on a chat-based stream, and you come along and you say something, and because this is a chat-based stream, someone actually reads your chat. You're like, holy shit, oh my god, this is a unique level of power I've got here. And what do you do with that power? Idiocy. Idiocy. And then you act like it's my problem when what you're watching doesn't go the way you want it to. If you don't like watching me vape, then you've got two options. You can either scroll up, right? That's your primary option, or you can come up with some really interesting comments, some interesting questions, some stuff that you'll probably be able to do in about 10 years, you know? And you could make the conversation such that I don't remember that I've got a little vape in my hand. Get so enthralled in conversation that I don't hit it for 20 minutes. That happens sometimes on these, but it takes an intelligent, interesting person. And sometimes those are damned near impossible to find. Bro, stop concern trolling. It's not a good look, all right? It's just not a good look. Okay? You are not going to be the reason I stop vaping. And that's fucking all there is to it. Honestly, there's nothing more I could add to it than that. Jesus, it would be really fucking nice if some intelligent people would roll through here. It would be really fucking cool if, I don't know, like, see, I'm, like, a few weeks ago, well, not even a few weeks ago, it's like 4 or 5 days ago, I had a stream where there was another one of these big, massive floods of people, right? And always in those floods, there's 20 or 30 reasonably intelligent people, most of them working, but a few of them actually chatting and commenting. But lately, man, seems like it's been so dead over here. It feels like it's been so empty, and I don't get why. We're not doing anything differently than we ever do. Maybe it's time for a change, but I don't know what the change would be. Sounds like there's a train engine stopped immediately outside my house. I guess there might actually be. I mean, there's a train track next to my house, so there probably is an actual fucking locomotive right next to me. So that's cool and weird. See what some of these censored messages were. Was that a fucking train you hear in the background? It was. That was indeed a train. We got trains. There we go. That should be stirred enough. My stomach kind of hurts. I don't know why. So what's going on in the world today, my friends? What is happening? I'm going to go ahead and ban that person that was talking earlier. Huh. Wait a minute. Go on, cat. What the fuck? Man, that is so fucking weird. Dude, YouTube is so weird. Okay, give me a minute. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see if shit works better now. Because, for some reason, it was certain point. So let's see if it works any better now. Your teeth, they're looking like they're rotting? No, they're not rotting. I've got a bit of yellowing going on down here. And my teeth are really uneven. But that's probably just genetics. I'm pretty buck-toothed. So yeah, I got some snaggly teeth. I've got real human teeth. What's wrong with that? Literally, what the fuck is wrong with that? What are you, one of these people who likes people to have a shiny little set of chiclets inside their mouth? Is that your thing? You like the chiclet teeth? The little like ding 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 ding. Just like that. Fucking bounce a light off of them type of teeth. Not my thing personally, but you do you, I guess. Just please stop vaping. It's not good for your health. Yeah, it's addicting, but I think you should just... Bro, I do not... This kid is retarded. Listen, I am 26 years old. On every fucking vape that you buy, there is a fucking warning that explains everything you've said. Various warnings, too. Smoking is not recommended for pregnant and breastfeeding women. Smoking may increase your risk of colon cancer, lung cancer, whatever it is. All sorts of different warnings that are placed on nicotine products exactly so that people know what is in them. Nobody needs you, personally, to be the fucking nicotine cop, alright? Nobody needs you, personally, telling them not to fucking vape. And you are never going to be the reason why someone stops. That's the thing. The only reason someone stops an addiction that they have, ultimately, is because they want to stop being addicted to it. You can force someone into sobriety, but that does not mean you've broken their addiction. That means you've kept them sober for as long as you keep them in that situation. And in fact, the recidivism rates on addiction, once you, if you just force someone into sobriety, are huge. People immediately go back to the substance as soon as they have access to it. Whatever their drug of choice was, they go back to it immediately upon getting access to it again, unless they, go into sobriety because they want to be sober. So get this idea out of your head that you are going to be the reason why someone gives it up. I got an upper GI later this week because my guts are killing me. That sounds miserable. That sounds horrible. My condolences. Got anything else? Anybody else? Anybody? Come on now. I feel like I need to do something exciting to get people in. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Baby, my heart's on fire. Send me my heart by wire. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me, and I'll have to go. So, honey, telephone, tell me I'm your own. I wonder why there's a fucking locomotive parked immediately outside the house. That feels like, not normal things to be happening. Anyway, what do we want to talk about, guys? Somebody, seriously. The topics have dried up. Literally, it's drier than the fucking Grand Canyon down here, right? Honestly, that was a bad example because the Grand Canyon is not truly dry. It does have water in the bottom. It's the Colorado River. Dude, I was so fucking old by the time I realized that the river that makes the Grand Canyon is the Colorado River. Bruh, literally. Here's the crazy thing about the Colorado River, too, is that in its upper reaches, it's this beautiful mountain stream, and in its lower reaches, it's basically a ghost river. It's like a river that you only know exists because of the old riverbed, and because very occasionally during like periods of extreme rainfall, it will actually flow out to the ocean. But it hasn't, I don't think it actually has flowed out to the ocean in years and years and years. So it's just a crazy river to fucking learn about. Yeah, sure enough, there's a locomotive out there. Oh, who knows why? Who knows why? But there is. Dude, it would be so cool to see America transition away from internal combustion engine cars. And I got so many ideas for how we might get to that stage. Bro, they just turned the engine off. They just turned the whole ass engine off. Bro, they just turned the fucking whole engine off. Dude, I want to go look at what's happening, but I also don't want to get up off my fat ass. The dilemma of dilemmas. Do I get up off my fat ass and look at what's going on? Or do I sit here and just guess based on what I can hear? Well, if I sit and guess based on what I can hear, I mean, I do have the benefit of not having to get up, and that's definitely a high benefit for sure. On the other hand, I can't really tell much just based off the things I hear or don't hear. I can tell the engine's off, but I can't tell much else than that. On the other hand, getting up, I'd be able to see more. I don't really know. I don't really know. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Let's make sure that the messages are still coming. Yes. Yes, they are. Thanks, kitty. Your tail is fucking. You know what? Honestly, your tail is a better star of the show than I am. Fuck it. Your tail has more charisma than I do. I mean, who am I kidding? Your tail? Your tail's the real deal. Ah. I could never be a magician because I would constantly be dropping my deck of cards and shit. I am the fucking clumsiest motherfucker you could ever hope to meet. I have always been fucking worried about crashing my car due to an accident out of pure clumsiness. Like I fucking like shift around in my seat and I accidentally bump something and fucking something goes fucking flying and rolls under the brake pedal or some shit. Like I don't know, dude. It just seems like something that would happen to my fucking dumb ass. Hasn't yet, but something that feels like it could at any moment. Should I go do a check-in on the train? Should I go see if the train is doing anything interesting? Press 1 in the chat if you think I should see if the train is doing anything interesting. 1 in the chat. You put the lime in the coconut, shake it all up. You put the lime in the coconut, shake it all up. Do 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 do. There's got to be something fucking going on with my phone or with YouTube or something. Something is not right. Some fuckery is afoot. I wonder if one of my fucking mods went through and banned everybody. Like, that happened to a stream that I mod for. And it got to where there was, like, nobody chatting except mods. And sometimes I wonder if that's what's happening here. I might just have to go through the ban list and unban a bunch of people and see if the next stream has higher numbers. Because this is so weird. Normally we've got such a lovely conversation in here and it's hopping, but tonight it's just not hopping. And it's hard for me to make it hopping on my own, considering it's meant to be a chat-based thing, you know? I mean, I can always grab the guitar at any moment, but, you know, I'm honestly, I'm waiting for my partner to give me a call or shoot me a text letting me know that they're done with work, and waiting for that, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get too deep in something and miss that and then have them feel like I'm ignoring them, especially because it's like 11 at night. 1 second. Well, I was hoping that would help, but whatever. Oh well. Is what it is. Ain't what it ain't. Do what it do. Does what it does. Oh no no no. Bro, I might stream me busking tomorrow. That could be cool. Dude, that'd be a cool fucking do. That would be a cool thing to do. Busking live. Like, okay, busking IRL and online. Bro, I wonder, given how smartphones work, right? So if you set up something to work as like an external microphone on your phone, like a Bluetooth device or something, will that take precedence on like apps too? Will they automatically use that as your default mic? Or will they just rely on whatever mic they have? Because if they rely on whatever mic they have, then my idea probably won't work. But if you can make it to where it relies on an external audio source or something, I might be able to rig up some actually cool audio. Like I don't know. I would have to see how I have these little Bluetooth earbuds that I know have a mic in them as well. I would have to see how that actually does in terms of picking up sound to see if it's. Yeah, I just don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to try a couple of different ideas. Because I can also just set the phone up in such a way as to where it's not being buffered by the wind. But that's my main and primary concern, is just eliminating wind noise. Because that's going to be difficult. It's definitely going to be the most challenging aspect of this idea, I think. That also means I can't forget to plug up my gimbal tonight, because I'll be wanting that. But yeah, I think that's what I might end up doing, is streaming some busking, and then I'll be live on here and live IRL at the same time. That'll be fun. Hell. And also, oh. What's up, Frey? I rewatched your, well, I don't know if it's your most recent video now, but I rewatched that video a couple of times, and man, it just like a lot of your videos, but honestly, like a lot of your videos from, I feel like, a previous era, it made me think for pretty much the rest of the day. There were a couple of like fundamental questions in that video. I don't remember exactly how they were worded off the top of my head right now, but there were a couple of questions asked in that video that I realized they might have just been part of the rhetoric of the video. They might have just been part of the presentation, but that hit really hard for me, that really hit deeply and made me really think. And I'm still not sure I've come to satisfactory conclusions, but I don't know. It's so cool that you're putting out that kind of content again, because I think that really was like the best type. I think you are in best form when you are making people think about their most deeply cherished beliefs. And honestly, the saddest thing to me about the videos that you've been making recently is the fact that, like, not that there's many sad things about it. So I guess really the only sad thing I should say about the videos you've been making recently has nothing to do with you or the videos. It's got to do with the fucking comments. Because I can't tell you how many comments I read where it is just drivel. Some of them are really touching and really cool and make me, let me know that there are some people in the audience that are still critically thinking about the content that they're listening to. They're not just kind of like listening to it, tuned out, not really paying attention to it. But then there will be so many comments that are just like clearly people that I don't know, feel the need to engage with the content out of a sense of like, which I guess this is still good, right? I mean, it's still a good attitude to have, but I feel like a lot of the comments I read are written by people who don't really have much in the way of thoughts as to the video, because it's either a little bit above their head or they're not really equipped to think about it critically, but they still want to support the channel, and so they still want to leave a comment, which is cool. But it kind of saddens me because it's it was like the first video you did on your new set was like a perfect example of it, because somebody in Paul's chat commented something about it not making any sense, and I was like, bro, if you think it just didn't make sense, that's just a really fucking stupid take. Because I don't know, dude. I don't want to go on and on about it, but it just sucks that people don't seem like, okay, I think what I'm getting at is really something that I'm noticing in broader society in general. It's not just YouTube comments. I feel like there has been a tuning out of society recently. I feel like I encounter it every single day at my job, and like I encounter it all the time online. Do you feel like people are just like increasingly tuned out, increasingly like participating with things and with their lives on kind of like an autopilot, and not actually like paying close attention to what's going on in the day to day? Can't spell fundamental questions without fun. That's true. That's true. They are very, very fun. If I can reach 1 out of 1,000, that's a success. That is a really fucking great way to look at it. Yeah. And I mean, I guess I look at my advocacy the same way. Like, when it comes to like the things I try to tell people about on these streams, like when I'm talking about like food sovereignty and that kind of thing, to me, it's all about like getting one person every so often to at least think about the idea, and to maybe talk about it with somebody else at some point in the future. Really, I don't think I could ever hope to like convince thousands and thousands of people, and I'm sure you don't either. So it 100% makes more sense to like to set your to kind of like set your goal marker for success to be something like 1 out of every 1,000, because that's probably a more realistic statistic as to how many people you can kind of convince on a one-to-one basis. YouTube has the worst comment sections out of social media. Dude, I will tell you, I deleted Facebook almost a year ago. 1 second. So I deleted Facebook almost a year ago and haven't looked at it since, and did the same with Twitter. And I want to get back into Twitter now that I'm like doing videos way more. Well, doing these live streams. Hoping to do videos more. But I'm very reticent to do it because I feel like I'm going to end up in the same sort of doom scrolling loops that I used to. So I don't really know what the comment sections are like on other social medias anymore. I will tell you this much. Facebook comment sections when I was still on there were some of the fucking worst on the platform, routinely. Well, some of the worst on the platform meaning like my phone, I guess. That was badly worded. They were some of the worst in terms of like social media comment sections. Facebook was like pretty fucking horrible. And yeah, YouTube is pretty fucking abysmal too, but honestly, I genuinely do feel like a different type of stupidity comes out of people on Facebook. Personally, maybe you disagree, but I just feel like that is a fucking hive for human stupidity. Based TJ is here. Based as motherfuck. Always. Why would they not tune out? The world is trash. Tuning in is agony. Yeah, but I mean, I get the impulse, but I feel like it's a self-fulfilling cycle. I feel like the reason why things keep getting shittier, not entirely, but part of the reason why things keep getting shittier is because people refuse to tune in and really, really come to terms with how bad things are, with how uneven the distribution of power in the society is, with how uneven the distribution of capital in the society is, with how unequal the very system itself is, and how unequal it's meant to be. I really think if people would tune in for 5 minutes, all of us, and really critically think about that for a minute. I feel like our natural and instant reaction would be to form a massive riot in the streets that goes to Washington, D.C. and camps out until shit changes, until demands are met, until basic ideas that the American people have been screaming for have been taken up, right? But we're also appalled by it when we do tune in, that we never stay tuned in for long. You're right. We're all so fucking appalled by what the world is, no matter what side of politics you're on, no matter what sort of philosophy you might have. It is incredibly difficult not to look at the world around us and not find it appalling. And so people, when they do tune in, get disgusted with it and tune back out. And sadly, I really do think that the answer is tuning in despite the desire to tune out, and then getting other people to tune in, and getting as many people to really tune into the fucking tragedy afoot, that we all decide to do something about it. Because I don't think it's too late, you know? I think it's probably too late to avert climate catastrophe, but I don't think it's too late for us to live through it. I think it's too late if we don't change our ways in the next 10 years, but not too late yet. Facebook is aggressively stupid. YouTube is casually stupid. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. YouTube is just like casual everyday stupidity. Facebook is like angry boomers who want to kill people. Literally. If you're not tuned into politics, politics will tune on. Okay, if you're not turned on to politics, politics will turn on you. I kind of like, I fucking agree with that, honestly. If you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world around you, then the world around you is going to fucking fuck you in ways that you will not even be aware of. Like, that's why I kind of cringe every time somebody says oh, I'm just not into politics. It's like, okay, I get that. Like, yes, that's a perfectly agreeable way to feel on the one hand. On the other hand, I feel like even a person who hates electoralism and hates the pageantry of politics and shit, I feel like it still serves any person who lives in a civilization to understand the politics of that civilization, because politics are fundamentally, for better or worse, for good, bad, right, or wrong, politics are baked into the way laws are made and codified in modern society. So being aware of them, like being aware of politics, is part of how you stay abridged of what is going on legally in your country, what sort of legal standards are being established and shit. No, Jesus. Get out of here, fucking child. Dude, I by default showed that comment because I didn't even read it. I was just like, whatever, it's probably fine. And then I read it, and I was like, oh my god, retarded. I'm surprised Silas hasn't hit me up for a ride yet. I think most Americans subconsciously reject the entire paradigm, and tuning into it feels like a betrayal of that instinctual rejection. Yeah, I tend to agree. If you listen to American rhetoric on both sides of the political aisle, it is kind of laden with anti-government sentiment and laden with anti-political sentiment. I mean, American political rhetoric used to be fucking like people who were into politics used to have all kinds of fucking jokes about how politicians can't be trusted. And I mean, that is still a super common theme in boomer humor about politics, right? Is how much politicians lie. I mean, Americans are uniquely fond of calling out the bullshit of politics. And I think because, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think because America is based on a group of people kind of deciding, fuck this old paradigm, fuck this entire empire, we're doing our own thing, whether or not the rest of the myths about the American Revolution are true or not, I think that sort of mindset was adopted by a lot of the people. I think it's kind of a cultural mindset that's followed us through the ages, and I think is represented by that kind of rejection of the paradigm. I think Americans are uniquely poised as a people um, to understand why capitalism is so fucked, but it's that conscious realization we need to have. I think you're right. We have had the subconscious realization because you will hear people behave as though they genuinely believe that politics is completely bullshit all the time. But then when you really drill down with them, then they start defending their fucking party, right? And so it's like the conscious realization that we really need to get out of people. We really need them to bring that from their inner mind into their outer mind. Give me 1 second. There's a big leave me alone vibe in America. Exactly. Huge bit, fucking massive leave me alone vibe. Alrighty, well, I gotta go. But yeah, maybe we'll pick this up later. Maybe so. I'm planning on doing a busking stream tomorrow where I'm going to set up somewhere in the downtown area of the town I live near, and I'm going to probably stream live at the same time. So that'll be fun. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully going to make up some of the money that I lost being out of work for a week and a half. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, bye all. Have a good evening. Thank you. You too, Frey.